I was waddling aimlessly, thinking about how big a hash I made of this whole case. Now London, that once-in-a-lifetime kind of gal, was gonna pay the price for my boneheadedness. Just as I was passing the Ark Church at Chi-Town, the clouds started gathering in the sky. The breeze became a little stronger. So as I stopped at the church steps, pulled my trench coat on a little tighter, and looked up. Looks like there's gonna be a storm coming. Good thing penguins don't mind getting wet. I've been walking for hours. Maybe I should stop at this church and gather my wits. Hey, I could sit out showers. The joint looks like you'd expect. There's a stage, pulpit, baptismal, and an altar up front. Sign on the altar says, "Welcome. Open to God's children 24 hours a day." This is complete with an old badger lady kneeling and praying with her grandpups in front of the altar. I take my seat in the back pew, staring at the stained glass, feeling sorry for myself and totally useless. Just then, who walks in but old Marvin Moleman, the elderly janitor from the Five Aces Club. On his arm is an equally ancient female-type mole. She's a bit frumpy, but has a gentle and kind spirit about her. She smiles at him and then makes her way to the altar to pray. Old Marv heads my way. He sits down next to me, smiling as big as usual and extending his hand, saying,
"Hey there, Sonny. Congrats on the big capture. Apparently that terrorist was wanted all over the world."
I gladly shake his hand back, replying, "I couldn't have done it without you."
Aw, it was nothing. You looked a little down in the beak, so I thought I'd come over and see if I could help.
Not really sure anyone can help.
Sounds bad. Oh, what does your wife have to say about it?
Ain't got one.
Oh, that's a right shame. Handsome bird like you should have someone special to come home to. That helps you get through the rough patches in life.
I know someone special. I just don't know if she wants me anymore. I would give anything to see her again and find out. I think I shot my last dice on that and came up with snake eyes.
That's too bad. You see that vision of loveliness praying at the altar right now?
Yeah.
Her name's Dolly. She's my wife. God given us 35 wonderful years together. By cracky, I don't know what my life would be without her. And no powerful need to find out neither.
He says it with so much love reflecting off his wrinkled old face that the possibility of not seeing London again hits me like a ton of bricks.
Yes, sirree, Bob. We've had 35 great years, but we also held together through some terrible times.
Well, don't keep me in suspense, Pally. Spill already.
The worst of them happened 25 years ago, to this day, in fact. Dolly came down with cancer. I tell you, we hit every doctor we could find, from the best hospital to the biggest quacks. We spent her whole family fortune on it, but no one could help. Sheesh.
With that, he was looking at something in the distance, a smile on his face and a tear in his eye. Then he turned to me, starting again.
I tell you, Sonny, we were at the end of our rope, and she was sinking faster every day. But we wouldn't give up. No, sir, too important. So we came to this church looking for hope. Pastor Connor is a great man of God. He looked at us with compassion and love in his eyes. Come to the altar, he said. Let's see what Jesus has in store. Well, we prayed. He prayed. We cried out to God like never before. You know what, Phil?
I was all in now. I had to hear it for myself.
God in his grace and mercy heard us. Dolly was healed on the spot. And by Jupiter, he came through for us big time. It just goes to show you, if what you want is important, pray for it. Yep, fight for it. Don't forget to thank the big guy when he's done the work. We come to this altar every year on this very night to do just that.
And that's a tradition worth holding. If only I hadn't made such a mess of things.
You know, this might be just my many years as a janitor talking, but it seems to me that if you make a mess, it's only right you do your best to clean it. Restoration is the tough part, but it's also most worthwhile. Ask him to guide you, then do it. I guarantee you, it'll be more effective than wallowing in past mistakes.
I think you got something there, Pally, but I ain't prayed much. Usually depend on myself. You think maybe you could help me with this one?
Would be my honor.
We went down to the altar together and prayed. While there on my knees, I got an inspiration. This idea cut through the fog I've been living in like a knife through butter. I knew what to do. I stood up excited, made my way to the door, knowing that I would be stopping back here again more often. I got to the door, holding it open. Standing in the doorway, looking back at those friendly old moles, I said, "Thanks a million. How'd you get so smart anyway?"
It's simple. God's grace plus a good wife will get you through every time.
The scene, the dark, dank stateroom that London was locked in. She lays there, still tied to a now wrecked chair with a pool of blood around the dried gash on her forehead.
Oh, that was a whacking good shot I took. Where am I? Why am I tied up? Still dizzy, but a bit... I think... Now that I'm free of that half-destroyed chair, I can get my bearings. I remember where I am. I have been kidnapped and attacked on the Enola Gay. The next thing on the agenda, London, old girl, is to find a way to signal my position to Phillip and Cookie at the Chicago Museum.
She gets up a little too fast and,
Whoa, steady on there. They think I'm dead. Can't change their minds by making a lot of noise and bringing the crew down on me, can we now?
Using the corner of the table to steady herself, my gal gets up and makes for the door. She stealthily enters the corridor, keeping a beautiful head on a swivel, watching for the crew and any of the bad guys. She sees none and goes for the stairs.
Oh, that sea air hits the spot. I feel so much better. Now let me find that spotlight. With this cloud cover, I should be able to get a pretty clear message to the boys.
As usual, she's as good as a wood. You gotta love this chick. I know I do. She finds the spotlight, pulls out what's left of a makeup kit.
Oh, bother. That wretched kit is in horrible shape. Let me just make my way to that spotlight. Okay. First, turn it off like this. Now apply what's left of the makeup.
That she does, using a lipstick to write a very clear 19473/Pier 45 on the light. Then turns it back on.
I hope I got that on before anyone noticed it. It's perfectly legible, reflecting off those gray clouds.
Just then, she spots Jack L. Diamond and Rocco walking down the deck, headed for a lighted stateroom.
Rocco, are you sure that frog's on board, examining the merchandise?
Yeah, Ralston bought him on board an hour ago.
You know, there's something about that bilge rat that don't sit right with me.
One I should plug him, boss?
Nah, just watch him.
With that, they entered the stateroom, while London followed close behind. Cookie Otis and I were meeting Doc Livingstock in front of the Chicago Museum.
Sergeant Otis, is everyone in place?
Yes, sir.
Hey, am I seeing things? Or is there a bunch of numbers on that cloud?
By Jove, there is. Wait, have a tick. I believe... Let's see. Why, yes, I'm sure of it. It's the bill of lading number for the statue of Bast that was sent to your office, along with a Pier 45. Does that mean anything to you?
Cookie and I looked at each other, saying at the same time, London is alive!
Otis, get a squad together. Meet us at Pier 45. Gentlemen, we are about to storm the Enola Gay.